What's good, guys? Welcome back to In the Box. I got Coach CJ here.
What's going on, brother? What's
Right.
going on, man? Mad excited for this
Right.
one.
You ready? I think the last time I shot an episode of this was actually with you, like almost 2 years ago now.
It was 2 years.
Back at Ajax.
And
So
it was in the gym. It was
Yeah.
after a long day of
Day of
training,
training, right?
And we sat down, we brought everything in, and we pulled it together.
Right. That's been a while since then. So like, what's new with you, Coach? What's happened since then?
I mean, where do I even start? I mean, number one, the travel that
Yeah.
I've experienced in the past, I would say 8 to 9 months for sure. I've had an opportunity to go to Detroit. I've had an opportunity to go to Las Vegas twice, train out of the Mayweather gym, DLX. Me and Austin went down there, did a great training camp for his last fight. Also, I went down to California for a huge amateur tournament with Lydia. And then recently just went to Mexico. Shout out to my guy Keyshawn, just made his professional debut.
1-0.
1-0, baby. First round knockout. I told him to go to that body, went to that body. So, it's been great. Like the experience of just being able to do I'm smiling saying this. Like being able to do what I had wrote down a long time ago, and even what we had spoken on a few times, multiple times actually. Like being able to actually do it and talk about it is like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Cause last time we shot, that's around the time we just finished the tech session series, right?
Yes.
That's when you first started like bringing the pros into the gym, and now you've trained them, coached them in the fight. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, the tech sessions were really dope. If you guys haven't had an opportunity, head over to my YouTube channel.
It's like a mini Showtime series,
It's a mini Showtime
Beautiful.
series of a lot of our sessions. You're actually in one of the sessions as well too. And one thing I like about how me and you work is like we have the same idea of how we want things to be shot visually. We don't want it to be like overly edited. We just want raw, authentic footage. Like I want people to be able to look back at a lot of my training, a lot of the work that we've done, and be like, yo, like this is what it was.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
present it as raw and natural as possible.
Yeah, it's just like they're there in the room with us.
Right, exactly. Like they're in the room with us, and yeah, we were inspired by Showtime and all the top guys who do it at that level. And we carry ourselves at that level, so why not do it at that level?
So you've been traveling and stuff. It's like sort of like you're collecting Pokemon badges, basically.
I am the Ash Ketchum of boxing coaching. You know what I mean? And that's what it feels like too. It's like everywhere you go and everywhere you travel, you get a new sense of who you are in the sport and who you are in the space. I tell a lot of people going down to Las Vegas with Austin, that's not a space where you can fake who you are and what you are and what you do. Like if you really aren't about the life, you'll find out down there.
Yeah.
Because down there, those guys are nothing. They are the life. They
live,
they live and breathe boxing. And so, funny story. We walked into the Mayweather gym the first day, and paid our dues to get in. We walked in. As soon as you walked in, Mayweather's coach was on the ring, and he was doing some sparring with a few other guys. We had walked in, and I instantly grabbed a chair and I started wrapping Austin's hands. So while I'm wrapping his hands, he looks over, he goes, "Hey, yo, you wrapping that boy hand like he can box?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's checking us right now." And instantly I go, "Oh, don't worry, bro. Like my guy can box. Don't you worry about that." And instantly,
You gotta let him know.
you gotta let him know. Like you gotta be able to set your standard right off the bat there, because they'll check you. Those guys will come up to you and grill you, no problem. And you got to be able to hold your own. Like, you got to be one with yourself. Like, you have to know yourself. They look you in your eye. They don't even say a word. They just
stare into your soul.
They stare into your soul. They got to see if that's why stare-offs are so important.
Yeah.
Because everything I know, everything my fighters need to know in that moment about that person, it's all going to be in your eyes.
Yeah.
And so
eyes don't lie, they say, right?
The eyes don't lie. They're the windows to the soul for the reason, right? And so it was interesting, like going through that. And as soon as we did that, he came down, introduced himself, shook our hands. And, we didn't talk too much after that, but we let our training speak for itself.
Yeah.
Like we just did what we do here in Ajax. We just did in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We brought the same energy, same intensity, same focus. And that's what I would like to do with any of my fighters that are at that level where they know who they are and they know what they want to do in the sport. Because I know who I am and I know what I want to do in the sport, and I know what I bring to the sport and what I bring to the table. And so everybody around me knows what they bring to the table as well, too. You know what I mean?
Everyone has their role on the tech team.
Has to. Everyone has their role. Everyone knows their place and what they bring, because at the end of the day, everyone's gonna bring something new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have many answers, but I also have many questions. You know, and I'm okay to be wrong. I'm okay to be critiqued. I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, like, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, there's secrets in boxing," or like, "Watch this video and there's a secret to how to do this," and like, there's no secrets.
Yeah.
Everything is out there to be learned. Everything is out there to be studied. Everything is out there to be drilled. And when we just look at it from just simplistically, like the fundamentals, there's so many ways to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so exciting at that level of coaching, because now it's just me versus another coach.
Yeah.
It's my training against your training. Okay, I believe what I do is better than what you do,
Yeah.
and vice versa. That's the competitive aspect.
Yeah.
You got to have a competitive like notch on your shoulder. You got to have that grit even as a coach. You know what I mean? Cuz your fighters look at you and they feel that.
Yeah.
And my fighters feel that fire through me, and every single time we step into the gym, every single time we're doing a rep, every single time we're doing a drill, like they're feeling that. And it amplifies what they already are.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me say that again. It amplifies what they already are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so that's the most important part about it, man. Like we thrive off each other.
Yeah, the energy in the room when we're training, it's on another level. That's why I love being part of the tech team. You know, like there is no other place where I feel like that power in me. You know what I mean? You bring that out in us.
Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, the reason why I hold myself to such a high standard is because I hold everybody else. And in those moments, in those rooms, I remember first telling you, I'm like, yo, when I start training with pros, you're gonna feel the energy. And I was so excited to have you there and experience that. And you're like, yo, it's different.
It's a different level. Like you feel the energy. Like
You feel
the way, like the intensity. It's on a whole nother level.
It's a whole other level. And like that has to always be able to be reciprocated on both ends. And it also has to reflect in the fight as well too. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, like my homie Kyle always tells me, he's like, "Hey, ain't nobody gonna like tag them in the middle of a round, in the middle of a round."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, "Hey, like that round didn't go the way I want. Hey, tag you in." Like, nah, you gotta go out there and like you gotta fight adversity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta fight somebody else that feels that they're just as worthy and just as good, if not better than you, to do what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's only them in there.
Yeah.
And so it's a building of a mentality more than anything else. The physicality of the sport is the natural energy and the elements of the sport. When it comes down to it, it's whose mentality is gonna break first.
Yeah.
You know, who's gonna lose that focus first, who's gonna lapse first. You hear a lot of the greats talk about the mental strategy going in, that locking in aspect, that ability to hone in on what you are and who you are. I always tell my guys like I will just take what you are and I will like elevate that through our training. You do something a little unorthodox, all right, cool. Let's make that a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's different. There is no one way to train everybody.
Yeah.
You know, which is why a lot of times I separate a lot of them, or even just my clients that come and see me, like I'll separate them, or I'll only put certain select few together that I believe can work well together. And for me, that's also a learning curve as well too.
Yeah.
Being able to see and space out who can work with who and who can't, because as we know, there's been some beefs in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always down for that energy, but at the end of the day, you know, in order for them to learn, it needs to be in an environment of intensity, but also respect.
Yeah.
You know, respect, but also a little bit of like, I got that over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you need that. You need to be able to build off that.
That competitive nature.
Right.
Yeah. That's another thing I love about the sport of boxing. Like, in that ring, you can't lie.
No.
That ring will expose the truth.
Everything.
If you weren't doing your road work, you're gonna gas out in that ring.
Yep.
If you're not who you say you are, it will show in that ring.
150%. And that's why sometimes I tell all my guys, I'm like, hey, don't, like when you come in here and you ready to train, cool. But I want to see you on a day where like shit is just going bad outside of the gym. Like you just got shit going on outside of there that you walk in with this energy like, yo, coach, I don't even want to be here right now. Good. Now we can train our mind to be okay during the chaos while there's chaos around us.
Yeah.
Because that's the true beauty. It's like when you're able to dance with the uncertainties of life and the chaoticness of life naturally, you're able to flow through it instead of battling against it. You know what I mean? You have to allow certain things to not be okay.
Yeah.
Because shit is not always gonna be okay.
Yeah. That's life.
That's the beautiful thing about life. I was just telling you before we started the podcast, like just me getting here,
Yeah.
like my car almost broke down,
Yeah.
like getting it to the shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm driving it to the shop and I'm like, God, listen, like I'm doing this podcast. I just need to get it to the
Yeah,
shop.
sure.
Like just get my car to the shop. Like that's it. Like I've already been driving it for 2 days. You know what I mean? But life breaks people because, and I'm kind of veering off a little bit here. Life breaks people because we are unable to expand our capacity to deal with the uncertainties of life.
Yeah.
Like that's where you truly find out who you are, where everything's
When the plan's not going
when
right.
plans are not going right and things are going south and you got a detour here, like how are you able to adapt? Because you have the option to be like, you know what, I'm done, like today, like that's like I'm gonna take the easy route.
Yeah.
Or you're like, okay, shit's going south over here, but I also got this thing that's going really good.
Yeah.
I also got this other thing that I'm building that's really allowing me to expand myself and expand my horizon, expand my character, expand my personality, challenge myself during uncertain times. If you can do that during uncertain times, then when shit's going good, you're gonna be like, all right, I need some adversity.
Yeah.
I need some.
You
I need
crave
some.
it.
You almost crave it because
That's how you level up.
it brings out the best in you. I'm telling you, like you're so much more authentic. You're so much more powerful. You're so much more authoritative. In order for you to be that person, you got to go through certain things that mold you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Life molds you. When you ask for an easy life, you're asking for a very boring life, man.
Yeah.
You're asking for a very like mundane, like Monday through Friday, like
Yeah.
same old kind of shit. Like I thrive on like every day is different for me.
Yeah.
There may be certain things that are the same, but every day is slightly different to me.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity for me to be the same person that I know I am and the person that I know I'm becoming and be that person right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the time right now, the present needs that person.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't dwell too much in the past and you can't look too far in the future or else you miss the pocket of success.
100%.
You understand? You miss that pocket of I need to be present in this moment. When I'm in the corner with my fighters, that is the most present version of Brent that will ever be. Because whatever answers I'm giving them, whatever I'm seeing in the ring that they want to adjust to, they're looking at me like, hey, coach, you got this? And so I practice being as present as I can in my life, in every other aspect of my life, so that when it comes to that moment, whether we're in Mexico, whether we're in Colombia, whether we're in California, whether we're in LA, don't matter where we are, I'm able to harness the energy in that moment, in that present moment, and give them the right answers and be confident. Like, yo, this is how we gonna do this.
Yeah.
This is how we gonna rock out. You understand? We learn a lesson, we move on.
Yeah.
We get a dub, cool. We still learned a lesson. What went wrong?
Yeah.
And we're able to build from that. You know what I mean? And like you've been around me for years and like you've seen me grow as a man, and truthfully you're like one of my closest friends because you know things that are going on outside of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
You understand? So you're an inspiration, being able to do this and like everything else you do. Like you cut my hair yesterday,
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah.
shout out to my guy. The fade is crazy. The lineup is crazy. You guys already know.
Trust, we've
You-
grown so much together, coach. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Like, you are one of my best friends.
Crazy, man. Crazy. And so like, you know, and we met each other through our craft.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and that's why I always tell people, like, you have to be able to surround yourself with people that carry their craft as heavy as you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you can tell when someone's really passionate about what they do.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can't fake passion. You really can't.
No. And you'll also like be able to tell the people who are passionate. You like when you're super passionate about somebody, about something, or somebody, you'll be able to feel that because other people will either feel hella uncomfortable around you.
Yeah, I know these ones.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I'm so into what I do that some people feel uncomfortable around me. Some people don't really know how to like talk to me sometimes,
Yeah.
or how to approach me, or how to because I'm so into what I do. It's like, yo, man, you can't take this off the track. Hey, I'm just letting you know, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can't take this train off the track. So go ahead, say what you want to say. But I always practice discernment, you know? I always practice temperance. I always practice to control myself and control my reaction to things that are happening around me.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you carry yourself with that level of energy, with that level of integrity, with that level of focus, hell yeah, people gonna feel like ways around you, man, because they know they can't shake you.
Yeah.
You know?
They try as hard as they can, but
But
like you will never. Yeah.
they try to start earthquakes around you.
Yeah.
You understand? But you know, I always say like you can't break what God's building.
Oh.
And you can't and you can't do that. You it's impossible. Like I've been doing this for too long to understand that how I carry myself and how I perceive myself, the world will reflect that.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, because we're all mirrors. I believe everybody around you in your circle, they're all mirroring certain versions of yourself.
Yes.
And if people trigger you, that's an indication that there's something that you got to work on.
Yeah.
There's something that you need to go back into your room and ruminate on and reflect on and be like, okay, why did that trigger me like that? Because it wasn't the person.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It might not even be the thing that they said. It might not even be the thing that they did. But something like got me to a point where I was like, yo, all right, I gotta check myself.
Yeah.
Because no one should have that control over me.
Yeah.
No situation should have that control over me. There should be nothing in this world that can shake me to the core, to the point where I become somebody that I can't recognize.
Yeah.
You understand? And like now we're going like deep in my psychology, but it's
Yeah.
like, you know how we talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I always try to carry myself with a certain level of integrity because I understand that when I walk in rooms anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter. I know I can make a difference.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm a force to be reckoned with. You know, and I'm fine with that, you know, and people feel awkward around me. Some people don't. Some people are on the same frequency as you,
yes,
and you could feel them, and they
Yeah.
look at you, and you look at them, and there's just silent, like, I know what you are.
Yeah.
It's like you carrying the spirit of God in you for real,
Yeah.
and people could feel that force. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? It's a real thing, bro.
That's why you gotta surround yourself with like-minded people for real.
Yeah, it's important, man. It's important. Like I got friends that I haven't seen in like 4 or 5, 6 months sometimes. You know, but if they really want to see me, they'll hit me up or they'll come down to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just train with me and be like,
Yeah.
yo, I just want to come kick it with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always kind of been that guy. I've always said like I'm not the greatest friend because I'm so encapsulated in my world that like sometimes I'll like jip out on them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I flopped out on my boy on the weekend. He's like, yo, come down and check me. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come check you. I hopped in the shower, got ready, and then I'm just like, yo, I just want to chill.
And the thing too is like these friends, the ones who are really your friends, will understand that.
Yeah, they do. Like
Yeah,
my guys understand that. You know what I mean? Like Brent's just very much in his world and like
Yeah.
building what he's building and consumed by what he's consumed by. And I know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other conversation. Like when you're this deep in your craft, you have to know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
Because you need to come and face it with a fresh lens.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be so engulfed in it that it takes over me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still have to keep my consciousness about it. And so I know how to turn that off. You know, sometimes I got my favorite video games that
Yeah.
play, or I'll hop on YouTube and just like check out sneaker reviews.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
I'm a big
you
sneaker
need that
head.
cool down.
You need
for
that
sure.
cool down. You need something that takes you away from what you do. You need that.
Yeah.
People say you got to go all in. You got to go all in. Yeah, sometimes going all in is also taking a step back.
Yeah.
Sometimes going all in is like reflecting and ruminating on how far you've come and where you are now and where you want to go and how you want, like you have to reassess.
Exactly.
There's certain moments of your journey you have to be able to reassess and reestablish your grounding, reestablish your footing, because sometimes you'll keep going so much and then you might fall and realize like shit, I should have checked myself like
Yeah.
3-4 steps ago,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's talk about that. You're wearing the TBC shirt, coach.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Had to get them done.
Yes, sir. Show it, yo.
Yeah. They know what it says on the back. It says only for the wise on the back.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. What does only for the wise mean, coach?
Oh man. So for those who don't know, I call it a past life, but it's the same life. I used to be a clothing designer.
Yeah.
I had my own clothing brand called Wise Up Apparel, and my slogan was only for the wise. And the whole ideology behind the brand was to pursue what it is that you want despite what you're going through. And that's why I said only for the wise,
Yeah.
because you need wisdom in order to do that. You need wisdom in order to pursue something that you don't fully see yet. You know, you need wisdom to create something that only you see and the only people are going to feel. And so I put my heart and my soul into that clothing brand. Like I was getting like cut and sew material, like cut and sew things done, like as in like it's one thing to just put something on a shirt,
Yeah.
but it's another thing to like pick out the fabric, pick out the cut, pick out the hem, how you gonna finish it, like all the minor details that people may overlook when it comes to clothing. Like fashion is huge,
Yeah.
and that's why I really like even my guys. Like shout out to my guy Austin, shout out to Kyle. Like they do their own clothing thing
Yeah.
as well too, and just to see how they do it, like I was inspired by them. You know
Oh
what I
wow.
mean?
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, like these guys are doing it like, and Austin like does his own like kit gear and
Yeah, it's
everything like that.
crazy.
And Austin's kit gear is crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Like I remember when we went to Colombia, this boy put together a black and pink kit. You remember that
Yeah.
one?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I saw it. I was like, yo, that shit is crazy. He had his own material on it. He picked everything like that level of creativity is not easy to come by. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I had my clothing brand. This was back in 2018. I want to say 2019.
Yeah.
And I ran that for years, and then COVID happened, and all these other and life happened outside of it, and so I ended up I dropped that completely
Yeah.
in order to pursue my love for boxing
Yeah.
and coaching and build that, and I kind of closed the door on it completely.
Yeah.
Like I didn't look back. I remember the night I was in a hotel out in Belleville because I used to do construction up
Yeah.
there, and I remember I'm like, yo, I'm like I have to choose one.
Yeah.
I'm in a hotel by myself, like 3 hours, like I believe it's east of Ajax, 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. And I was in a hotel, like, you know, getting ready to get up and do my construction thing in the morning. And I remember reflecting and like writing my book. It's like I gotta choose one path
Yeah.
in order to be truly successful in that one.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll go back to it later. So early this year, I had the idea of coming up with, you know, my first piece of merchandise for my brand, for my own personal brand, TBC, Tech Boxing and Conditioning. And when I decided to do that, I was like, I want to merge my old
Yeah,
clothing
two worlds
brand, Wise
together.
Apparel, with this. And so I put it on the back,
Yeah.
and I arched it over the back because it's something that I always carry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just that representation alone. Like I didn't just want it to just throw it on a shirt. Like I wanted it to be a physical representation of where I feel the brand is on me spiritually, like on my back, across my back.
Yeah.
I should probably get that shit tatted actually.
Oh,
That'd be
that
crazy.
would go hard.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. But yeah, it meant a lot. And I was actually talking to my boy Tona about this, and I was telling him, I was like, man, like I felt, because I was sharing content that I had not looked at for years
Yeah.
on my personal Instagram page of like me at fashion shows or doing shoots and all these things. And I felt, for the first time, I felt like emotionally depleted in a sense, because like I was giving people a part of myself that I had not shared
Yeah.
with a lot of people. If you knew me for years, then you know.
Yeah.
But like
All
for
the new people.
of all the new people that I hadn't met through the past like 4 or 5 years, I had no idea I had a clothing brand. And so I was sharing parts of myself with people that had no idea. And I felt like I was giving a part of myself away. And I felt like I had to like reset every night
Yeah.
and be like, okay, like I want to do this launch, like, but I want to connect to people. Like people need to know like this is the reason why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And so as I was doing it, I was able to kind of tap in with myself and remember why I stopped doing it, but also remember what inspired it
Yeah.
and inspired those moments and where that came from. And so a lot of people have asked me like, yo, CJ, you're gonna do another drop, you're gonna do another drop. Like I will, it'll be completely different from this. And I'll still tie it back to my old clothing brand.
Yeah.
But it'll just be I'll have a whole new design. Like I won't do these again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are a one-off. Shout out to Relocation Toronto. They went and got these dope tees. They did the whole entire kit.
Yeah.
And they did an amazing job. Shout out to everybody over there in Toronto, man. Relocation Toronto. If you guys are in the area, make sure you go hit up that shop. And shout out to my boy Adam as well too, who put the whole thing together. My boy Leon made the link. He called me up. He's like, "Yo, you're gonna get some shirts done. Like, go to this guy." It was like 2 seconds. I had just told him I wanted to do it. Boom, he made the
Set
link.
it up right away.
That's what I mean. Like, that's one of my oldest homies. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I told him about it. And he just put me through, patched me through one
Yeah.
time, and I was like, "Cool, like we're just gonna do it."
Yeah.
And then I hit you up,
Yeah.
and I was like, "JB, this is our first project of the year."
Yeah. Yeah.
At that point, believe it or not, I didn't even finish the design or anything. But I was like, it's already starting. I gotta
Yeah.
respect. It's already started. Like
Gotta show the
snowball
process.
effect. Yeah, the snowball effect is already starting. Like I gotta respect that energy.
Yeah.
And so I finished it, and so I put it out. Everything was pre-ordered. There was only 35 pieces made, and I sold out, I believe, in like a week.
Oh wow.
You know, and so that was a huge indicator of just what you can do with momentum.
Yeah.
Momentum. People don't understand how powerful that is. Like when you start something, the momentum that gets built, the energy, the creative energy that gets stored when you put it out there in the universe, as soon as it starts, you got to go with it.
Yeah.
And then life hits you.
Yeah.
Life will start to do shit around you. Like, hey, you still want this? Or like someone go by with your car, or you get into arguing with your girl, or your job, you lose your job, or like things happen outside of the creative space that you're trying to create to test you. Right? But
How bad do you want it?
how bad do you want it? That's all life is asking you. When shit goes wrong, all life is asking is how bad do you want it? Because it's going to take a lot longer than you think it's going to take to get there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to be a traveling coach my second year in. Like Boxing Ontario didn't even know who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I go out there, like a lot of people, most of the majority of people know who I am and how passionate I am about my craft and how me and my team roll and how we operate and how we communicate and this and the third. And like I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a traveling coach.
Yeah.
I didn't meet half of the people I met now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
You put out in there to the universe.
Put it out there in the universe, and you carry yourself as though you've done it.
Yes.
You know, that is one of the most like powerful forms of manifestation. It's not just saying you want it, because when you want something, you're also saying
You don't have it yet.
that you don't have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you say, yo, I am it,
different.
you're owning it before you actually physically obtain the thing.
Yeah.
And so, but you also like act a little crazy.
Yeah, you have to be.
You know, people
have to be.
like you're a little crazy because like now you're carrying yourself like you're something that you're not yet, but that's the only way to get it.
Exactly. That level of delusion will help you get there.
Right. And even if we could just use analogy, like if we just look at a job interview, right? Make a resume, put it out there, boom, you go to the job you go to the job interview. How do you dress? How do you look? How do you speak to yourself? You carry yourself as though you got the job. You don't even know if you got the job yet. But you got to go in there. You got to shake hands. You got to answer some questions. You got to be able to carry yourself in a certain esteem. You got to be able to speak with a certain level of brevity. And all of a sudden, like, you're carrying yourself like, yo, I'm going to get that job.
Exactly.
You don't even know. You might get the call.
Yeah.
Or if you're as lucky as some people are, like, you'll find out right then and there.
Yeah.
But you walk into that office or you walk into that person's room like, hey, like, I'm not applying for this job. Like, you're applying to tell me why I should work here. Yeah. And I used to go to job interviews with that energy. Like, you're not interviewing me. I need to see if I want
this job. Yeah,
I want this job. Like, I need to figure this out. And when you carry yourself with that energy in a job interview, y'all could take that for real. Like, next time you're at a job interview, don't go with the perspective of they're interviewing me. Go with the energy that I'm putting myself in this position to see if this job aligns with me. Yeah. You understand? And now you're not sitting down feeling like you're being like questioned in this small little interrogation room. You're now like in front of an audience.
Yeah.
You know, you're presenting yourself. You know, this is what I am. This is what I bring to the table. This is why I know that I'm as good as I am. This is the education I have. This is how I carry myself. This is how I know I'm not going to be late. This is how, like, when you speak like that, now it's no longer like they're like, okay, well, we need you.
Yeah.
And now it's like you can get any job you want.
Yeah, for real though.
You can get any job you want with just shifting that perspective. It's not a job interview for them looking at you. It's you looking at them.
Yeah.
Everything changes. You know what I mean? Just that small little perspective shift. So going back to the teas, like, I was really happy with how everything turned out. I learned a lot about myself. I found old videos that I was going through because I keep everything in like USBs. I was finding old videos of me doing like events with like artists, because that's actually how I connected with a lot of like music and hip hop in Toronto. I used to host like events under the Wise Up Apparel
Wow.
branch, and I wanted to like bring different artists from different places of Toronto and host events. And we had crazy wild events. And like, man, like those days are like, that was my first indication. Like, yo, you can really create your own universe.
Yeah.
Like you can create your own life
Yeah.
just by making very intentional decisions and being okay with failure, but also being okay with success.
Yeah.
You know, so that was great. So these shirts mean a lot, man. Shout out to everybody that's got one. If you don't got one, it's all good. I still know it's love. I still know it's respect. I still know y'all support me. I'm gonna do another one. It'll just be different.
Yeah.
You know.
You've been creating community since time then, coach. 'Cause
Yeah.
even now with like the whole the team, everyone who's trained with you, we really are all a community.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny because I never even thought about it like that. Yeah, like when you when you're able to know yourself so well that you become like a magnet
Yeah.
and people gravitate towards you and you have now this like standard that you set. And if you're not real, that standard that you set, you'll be crippled by it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're real and authentic, you can sit in it. You can sit in this pocket of chaos and expectation and creativity and disappointment and success and failure. You could sit in that pocket comfortably. You understand? When you're real, like when you're really about it, like when you're really, really about it. And that's how I know like my guys are really about it because I've seen a lot of them go through adversity and be able to sit in pockets of uncomfortableness and chaos and still pull up and still pull this and that off. Like that's why we're different, you know. And that's why the way that we train and just the way that we do things, man, it's different. Like it really feels like it's a different way of approaching the beautiful sport of boxing.
Now let's talk about let's get into boxing.
Okay.
What are some fights you want to see this year?
I really want to see Anthony Joshua and what's his name? Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder.
Oh,
I think that'd be a pretty dope fight.
yeah.
I want to see Shakur and Tank.
Ooh.
I also want to see Devin and Ryan again.
I want to see, yeah.
That needs to be Ryan back. I will say one thing. Being down in Vegas, you realize like these guys all know each other. Like being down there, I felt like I never seen any of them, but like it felt like they were closer.
Yeah.
And it made me realize I'm like, yo, these guys know each other, bro. Because at any moment, whether you're at, you know, the Mayweather gym or we were over at DLX, like any of those guys can walk in at any point in time
Yeah.
and train. And I'm like, yo, these guys know each other. Like it's much bigger for the fans. It's big for them, but like it's bigger for the fans. Like, oh man, they've never seen each other. Nah, man. A lot of these guys have
They all saw each other while they were on the come up.
and they came up in the amateurs together. They've been in camp with each other, and I think Shakur specifically has surprised me because after his last like 2 outings against Zepeda and he fought Teofimo, like we saw 2 very different versions of Shakur, and I was like, yo, that's scary, because now we know the guy can box and fight on the inside and be scrappy, and then we also know he can just be super basic and fight somebody,
control the whole fight,
and control the whole fight with a jab. And you know, you're fighting a guy like Teofimo who's super dynamic and unique with his approach to the game, although he made a lot of technical errors in the fight, which happens to fighters. You know, that's why it comes back to the corner. You know, his pops not knowing certain answers and not having certain answers there, and everyone was getting at his pops, and I was even like, yo, his pops saying some crazy ass shit in the corner there. You know what I mean?
But when he said,
he's like, hey,
where'd your power go?
He's like, where's your power go? You gotta hit him. It's like, no shit.
Or yo, you're gonna hit yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, like tell him how to hit him. You know what I mean? Well, one of the main challenges that Teo could have gotten over was he was like overthrowing the right hand. He was stepping forward with his rear foot. He was trying to double up, and Shakur, all he had to do, you could see that from a mile away. Yeah. And so again, like that would have just been a small adjustment, small conversation that could have happened in the corner. But again, like it's so much easier for us to say that from the outside and critique and be like, oh, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, like blah blah blah. But that's also the sport of boxing, man. Yeah. Like the sport of boxing is,
you just don't have your night.
You could just legit not have your night.
Yeah.
Like you could have done everything right, ate right, weight on point, strength and conditioning on point. drills on point, and you can just not have your night. And so we gotta look at that and be like, okay, well, like Theo gonna come back and run it back
100%.
with whoever, and we'll almost forget about that.
Yeah.
The Devin and Ryan fight though, I think the promo for that would be absolutely.
Go
That'd be like
crazy.
one of those like old. Remember WWF back in the day?
Yes.
With like Stone Cold and The Rock, and they used to do those crazy promo
Really
videos.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be like. It'll be like a craziest promo fight tour ever.
That's what boxing needs right now, though. Honestly,
Bigger than what Mayweather and McGregor did. Like,
right.
you know what I mean? Because Mayweather and McGregor, that was some like.
Yeah, they did the tour, the press tour. I remember.
They did the press tour, and they just had a show every single time. Like, that's the entertainment aspect of the sport.
Let's talking about Mayweather. What do you think about Mayweather versus Pacquiao too?
I think that was a phone call conversation from both of them. I think Mayweather picked up the phone and Pacquiao picked up, and he's like, "Hey, Pacquiao, you want to make some money?"
Money, that's what
and
it is.
Pacquiao's like, "Hey, let's do it. Let's
Bro.
run it." And it's like, with their legacy and the success they've had in their career, both of them, like, why not run it back?
Yeah. Everyone's
I
saying like, "Oh, why is this fight happening?" But at the end of the day, everybody's gonna watch this fight.
You're gonna watch the fight.
Everybody's gonna watch this fight.
You're gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in because at the end of the day, we both love this. Everyone loves the sport, and everyone just loves to see two greats, regardless of out of their prime, in their prime, like go at it.
Yeah.
There are certain levels of like, I don't know if I like the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight.
Oh yeah, that.
I was like cringing to watch that fight. I was like, nah, please don't knock out Tyson. Please don't knock out Tyson. Like those ones are very like, okay, Tyson looked at the check and said, all right, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like he's just said, yeah. And but yeah, that's one of those fights. But I want to see Anthony Joshua get back in there. I want to see Wilder get back in there. I definitely want to see Boots get a good fight this year as well too.
Yeah.
I think Crawford retiring after what he did to Canelo the way he did, I think that was a beautiful way to end the career.
Yeah, there's no other way to go.
No other way to go. Like who else?
What was he gonna do? Yeah.
Who else is gonna come back and fight? I'd also love to see Charlo and Caleb Plant go at it. That would be a fire.
They have some beef going on.
They got
right
some
now,
beef.
too.
They got some serious beef. So I think
they're both I think like A-class fighters.
Yeah, I would say, and truthfully, they both have like the character to make that fight big,
exciting,
exciting. They're both aggressive. They're both dogs. Caleb Plant, not that guy to play with. I don't know why these motherfuckers keep playing with Caleb Plant. Like Caleb Plant's just not that guy to play with. Like he's not that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's really about it. I think we saw that against Benavidez. You know what I mean? Like he went out the way any great fighter would want to go out. He stood there for 12 rounds and he was beating him. For like I would give him 6, maybe 7. In the last 3, like Benavidez just started catching up to him.
Benavidez he'll bully the shit out of you.
Yeah. Benavidez is that bully in school that you think you could just talk back to, and he says, "Cool, come back to school tomorrow." You know what I mean? And he deals with you then. But Benavidez, I don't think he's gonna lose for a long time.
His style,
just his aggression.
Great, bro. And he's too big for these guys, yo. He's too big.
He's too big, and he's got. I saw a recent interview on him. He was talking about how his father grew him up, and how his dad would get him up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and make him run and go to the gym and fucking put him through hell, like absolute, like tarnish him as a young kid. And he's like, man, at one point I thought my father hated me.
Oh, I seen this interview. Yeah,
and he's like, I realized like he actually made me the man that I am.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks heavily on the impact that a father has on his kid's life, and especially a father on his son.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he's hating you and bullying you and putting you through the trenches, but he's preparing you for the real world.
Yeah.
Like, he's preparing you for like life out there.
Because if he's tougher on you than the real world, the real world is nothing to you.
Nothing. Yeah. It's nothing. And some kids break through it because there's a difference between being guided aggressively and guided through abuse. Two very different avenues, right? And when you're guided through abuse, it'll break you.
Yeah.
Right? When you're guided aggressively, but also like, hey, you understand why I'm putting you through this, son.
Like one is out of love, one is out of like resentment.
Right. When it's out of love, it's like, hey, listen, like I'm putting you through this so that when you go out there, you can deal with whatever life throws at you. You know what I mean? And we got to be able to prepare our own kids for that in the future as well. And like, yeah, like Benavidez being able to do what he does and like support him and his family through his craft, like it's great to see, man.
And Benavidez, I feel like people are just hearing about him now, but he's been in the game. He was 15 sparring Triple G.
Been
You know?
15. Think about that.
Yeah.
And Triple G's a big man, eh?
Yeah, but this guy,
Triple G is a monster of a human being, and like, yeah, 15 years you're sparring Triple G. Like, his pops probably threw him there, like, hey, that's your sparring partner. And
Right,
you're
yeah.
like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's also the culture, like the Mexican culture. Like even being down in Mexico, and being around pros down there. Like I got my ass handed to me, bro, in Mexico. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I got my ass handed to me in Mexico. It was so funny because like I was sparring this guy and he had fought Munguia.
Oh,
He was a pro. He
really?
had fought Munguia.
Munguia's a big guy too,
Munguia's a
bro.
big guy, and I started sparring this guy, and I didn't realize the altitude difference.
Yeah.
And so like 3 punches in, I'm breathing like I'm like holy shit, and he's just coming at me, bro. But their grit and their ability to be like aggressive and just not stop.
They
Like,
want to fight.
like they want to fight, they'll go out on their shield. That's why guys like Pitbull Cruz are so like
They're exciting to watch. Yeah.
Skill wise, they may not be like fully there, but you know that you're gonna get a fight.
Fight.
You know what I mean? And like, yeah, like just being around, that the Mexican culture and the boxing world and seeing the pros up there, like when me and Keyshawn went down there, like where we fought, it was like the hood. Like we were in the hood. We were like an hour and a half south of Mexico City, and I don't want to say the name of the town because I don't want to disrespect it because
Yeah.
I'll ruin it for sure right
Yeah.
now. But it's Cuernavaca. That's what it's called. It's
Yeah.
called Cuernavaca. We were in that town, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and the area that we were in like the slums.
Yeah.
Like the ring wasn't even fully put together
Yeah.
when we were there. There was like dogs all around. There was like broken cars around the ring. It was like you ever play Street Fighter,
Yes. Yes.
Street Fighter 1 or 2, and you're like fighting Ryu in like the
Oh,
streets,
yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
like that's what it felt like. It was like that hood. Like it was crazy, and like we were in Mexico. Like we were there.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean, and just to have that experience, and to go down there and mission accomplished. Like that's where you come back and like you level up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was telling you, like I was being like tested on all fronts that
Yeah.
week, and like that's what makes you more understanding of who you are.
Yeah.
You understand? Because when you travel and you do what you do, it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta know yourself out there, because motherfuckers are looking at you like,
Who is this guy?
who's this guy? Like, can we check him? Can we do this and that? You know what I mean? So it was a beautiful experience. So it's no surprise that the Mexican fighters fight the way they do because of where they come from and what they have. And it's a beautiful city too. Like Mexico City was beautiful.
Yeah.
We got to be around like the people and travel with the people. And we had traveled right when the whole cartel shit was
Yeah.
going down. And everyone was messaging me like, CJ, you're really going down to Mexico like right now? And I'm like, yeah, we got work to do.
Yeah.
like,
Hey, you have
like,
to go.
like we got work to do. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Like, we got to do this. And what better time to go than when there's chaos going on? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that was a great experience that only gives you another notch in your belt, another like, okay, you're going on the right path, and then life will challenge you again. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Nice. So we're 3 months into the year 2026 now. What else do you got planned for this year? Like I know you just you talk a lot about structure.
I talk about that on a business sense, like just being an entrepreneur and building your own business. It's one thing to have a passion about with what you do, and it's a blessing. But if you don't have a system and a structure behind it, you won't be able to scale. You won't be able to build financially. You won't be able to, create a house around your passion. And it's challenging because nobody teaches you how to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody teaches you how to do these things. You can go to business school, sure, it teaches you the foundations of business, but really like how to build it successfully and how to like make sure that not only can you pay your bills, but then and more. You know what I mean? You got to be able to do that. So I built a system, I built a structure behind my business, and I changed the way that I approach it, and it's been great ever since. You know what I mean? It's been much more lucrative on the back end, but it's also been giving my clients and my fighters more commitment on their end. It forces you to hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? When you got to come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you've committed to something, commitment is like the breeding ground of success. It is the reason why your fruits either grow or they die.
Yeah.
If you're not committed in something, if you're not committed to to training, if you're not committed to your workout plan, if you're not committed to your routine, if you're not committed to the people around you, like eventually everything will break.
Yeah.
You understand? And so I have been speaking a lot about systems and structure because that's also how I train.
Yes.
You know, I have systems and structures for each fighter independently. You know, and you've seen some of it. I make
Yeah.
them do certain things
Yeah.
for a certain amount of time for a prolonged period of time and make them do it repetitively. That way when they're in the ring, like they know, okay, wait, I'm
Second
here.
nature.
It's second nature. Like they don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's been great to do that and build that. And you know, with everything it comes with its ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the churns, the challenges. But like that's growth, man. Like I'd rather be challenged in something that I'm creating than be challenged and help somebody build something else that they're creating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got a great foundation over there at Ajax Boxing Club. We got a great amateur team. Shout out to my guy Braden, who's growing like exponentially as a coach. And I always want to see the people around me grow as I'm growing because then you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know, people around you should be growing, and then the people around them should be growing,
Yeah.
and then now you've created like an ecosystem of like growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's been great to see. It's been great to experience, and we continue doing what we're doing. We got fights on Friday. We're going to be over. I believe Gideon's hosting a show. We got two guys on the card, so that's gonna be good.
Nice.
As opposed to my pros, we got Austin and Kyle on the April card. On the United show, that's gonna be bangers of a fight.
Yeah.
We're preparing for those, and maybe we go to Mexico one more time.
Nice.
Maybe we go to Vegas one more time this year. Like who knows?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
crazy,
I
yeah.
I can just open my phone right now and just like an opportunity or like you know what I mean. And so I always get up every morning with knowing that I'm abundant and that
Amen.
I attract what it is that I want. I attract what I believe I am. I attract the opportunities that I believe I'm able to do. And I'm also able to attract the things that I feel like, holy crap, that's huge. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I don't know if and so that's how we carry ourselves. That's how I carry myself. And so everything else around and outside of that are just challenges to make me better. And when I get better, everyone else gets better. When everyone else gets better, that's how you remember it. You know?
Is there like a quote that you've been like living by recently, coach?
I always say the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yes.
But another quote that I always say is like, if we're not making each other better,
What are we
what
doing?
are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we? If I'm not challenging you, or if we're not challenging each other, like what? Like at a certain point in your life, like the people around you should be checking you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you off? Hey, like
They catch you.
catch me because sometimes I won't catch myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are two things that I live heavily by, and there's a lot more, but it's just not coming out right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like if life was simple, like we wouldn't be so excited to
It'd be boring.
yeah, it'd be boring, bro. It'd be boring. It'd be boring. And if there's one last thing I could say is like in life they always tell you to push forward, to push forward, to push forward, keep pushing, keep pushing. But remember, like when resistance meets resistance, you're only gonna be met with more resistance. Sometimes the hard times are there for you to critique yourself, to grind down the things that you no longer need to carry, to reflect and reset, to learn something. Because if you just keep pushing, you're going to miss the lessons
Yeah.
that the hard times and the challenges are trying to teach you. You got to be able to be a student of life. You got to be able to listen to life. And the only way to operate on those levels is to be as present as possible. When things happen to you, they're happening for you. But you got to look at it like that. You understand? You got to be able to, and again, like my psychology is built through years. It's not like I just woke up and I thought like this.
Yeah.
Like I used to have my own issues that I used to deal with. But when I look back on it, they were actually there to teach me things about myself. But I didn't take the time at the time to reflect on it and to really build off of it and to really build myself off of it. I always looked at it as an attack, and life is happening. Why does
Why
this
is this
always?
happening?
Why like life? Like the devil laughs when you complain.
Yeah.
He's like, got him.
Yeah.
But when shit happens to you and you're like, cool, like, I'll just figure out another way. He's like, fuck. He's like, shit, I thought I got him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's not a saying. That's more of an idea that I live by. You know, I allow things to mold me. I allow things to grow me. I don't run away from it.
I know one quote that when we were actually shooting at Relocation, I think Adam said it. We are highly favored. We are highly blessed.
We're highly favored and highly blessed. I
Blessed.
remember when he said that too. That was fire.
And he
That
kept
was
on
fire.
repeating it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, yo, that's like, yo.
The power of the words,
Words,
right?
yeah.
Like we're highly favored, highly blessed. Like we could just be randomly talking. He would just say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and exactly, like just hearing those words of affirmation and the emotions behind it as well too, because even the psychology behind that, you know, not only do you need to be able to carry yourself and speak to yourself as though you are the person who already has those things, but you also need to operate from that frequency.
Yeah.
You got to be able to operate from that energy source. So like carry yourself as that person, but also operate from that frequency. Like you got to feel it in here.
Yeah.
And when you feel it in here and you make decisions from that, now you just brought like the future like closer to you.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? By operating from that frequency, speaking that frequency, carrying yourself like that from that frequency, and then making decisions from that frequency. Now your present, your future come together.
Exactly.
It's a powerful shit. It's powerful shit, man.
Yeah. Something I hear too is like they say like, if there's a person you want to be, you gotta think like, how would that person act? And you gotta act like that.
Yeah.
And you will become that person.
Yeah. You'll become that person because at one point in life, JP, it's not about healing yourself physically. It's not even about healing yourself mentally. It's about healing your nervous system.
Yes.
It's about healing that second part of you, that subconscious part of you that you don't realize is there. Because your nervous system, there's this book, I never read it, but I've referenced it a few times, like things that other books that I've read. And it said that the nervous system keeps a score. Your nervous system has everything that you've gone through emotionally. Your nervous system keeps that as a ticker, as like a score. So a lot of the things that we are, the way we react fundamentally, comes from our nervous system. And you have to be able to be conscious enough to basically rewire that through a process of intentional decisions, affirmations, carrying yourself a certain way, speaking a certain way, and being able to make decisions a certain way and practicing discernment. I use that word a lot. But when you're able to do that, you can actually like rewire your brain, and that's where neuroplasticity comes into. And I know I'm like veering all over the place here, but this is how my brain works. And so it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, when you start to understand all these elements and put them into yourself, then you start to take a little bit of everything and see what works for you. You know what I mean? Because there's no like proven formula.
Yeah.
There are only formulas that work for sure.
Yeah.
And then you got to be able to like pick and choose and like bring them into yourself. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you right now, when you start living your life like this, you are crazy. Like technically, you're not like sane. Like you're not, because you're not living on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, you're not carrying yourself at the same level. So like you a little weird, you're a little off. I trust people who are a little weird, a little off. They got a little something about them. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got a little something that's off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you, man? Like you got anything that's really like inspired you lately? Now I'm asking you a question.
Oh.
Anything that you feel like has been inspiring you lately to, you know, recreate this and recreate that and really like push you outside of your box? Because the one thing I remember, we talked in the car one time and it was just like, yo, I could be even more like, I can be even more fearless.
Yes.
Like I even put myself in. So anything like really pushed you?
It's the people around me. It's like people like you, coach. People like Zavi, like because these are things I've always wanted to like get back on and do. And last year I was just making excuses. Like, so like that's when like this year I'm like, no, I'm tired. Like I do not want. I want to do this. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, and done. And the longer, and it's crazy because the longer you get tired of not doing what you know that your brain is like bugging you to do, the more it'll carry on and carry on.
It lingers. It'll stay there.
Lingers. And now you're carrying like, instead of a bag of opportunity, you're carrying like a bag of like guilt and hesitation.
Exactly. Yes.
And that bag is heavier than, that is the heaviest bag to carry up the mountain of life. Like when you got like guilt and hesitation and regret and fear, like those are the heaviest stones to carry up this mountain of life. And so that's good to know that, you know, the people around you really like push you to become the best version of yourself, because that's how you that's also how you know not only you're on the right path, but you're also walking with the right people on that path.
Exactly. That's why I really took it in the last year to not only be around the right people, but let go of the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big one.
Yeah.
That's another big one right there.
That's another big one right there. Like letting go of the wrong people feels like you're letting go of parts of yourself, because sometimes those wrong people were parts of you.
Sometimes they were a big part
They're
too.
a big part of you, and like, you know, you can also like love somebody from a distance.
Exactly.
Or like you can like, be like, hey, like listen, like me and you just aren't what's needed, but like you can like I love you from over there.
Exactly.
You know, and just watch you flourish and just watch you do what you do. And sometimes that feels like you're losing a part of yourself, because you kind of are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, in that sense, and letting go, and you don't realize it until later on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's a big one right there.
Because that's another thing, like you pointed that out, because the people that I let go, I don't hate these people.
No.
Like that's a misconception some people think, you know. Like I don't hate you, bro. I have a lot of love for you.
Yeah.
It's just we're not on that same frequency no more. We don't like I have to let go of you so I can grow.
Yeah, man. And like some people take it personal, and truthfully a lot of us do in the beginning, but then you look back in hindsight and you're like, yeah, we just weren't on the same. Because you stay around them too long, you become them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you become something you're not.
No, exactly.
Because of where you are. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be in an environment you don't want to be in, but to be in an environment you don't want to be in, around people you don't want to be in, doing things that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like those are, and the devil's just like, yo, you're not even cracking the door open. Like you're leaving the whole house open.
Yeah.
And that, you know what I mean? That motherfucker pull up like drill sergeants. You know what I mean? So, you know, again, like these things that we know, that we talk about, JP, these are things that we talk about off camera all the time. You know what I mean? And like, you can only learn these things by being aware of yourself, aware of what you do and who you are, and what you believe in. You know what I mean? I got a lot of, recently I've had a lot of men call me or reach out to me and have certain conversations that are alarming, because they all talk about the same thing but in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's their ability to provide for the people around for them.
Yeah.
And them not feeling like they're not being who they want to be or who they believe they are. Yeah. And it's a scary place for men to be, because when a man is not doing what he feels like he knows he's capable of, it's very destructive for the people around them. And like I'm able to give them some guidance because I've been there, and I'm able to give them some guidance because I also got out of it.
Yeah.
And so when you're able to hear, when I hear that, I'm like, man, I know what you're going through. It all sounds different, but it fundamentally at its core, it's the same. It's like, I'm not who I thought I would be, or I'm not where I want to be. And it's a terrible place to be, but it's also an amazing place to be. It gives you an opportunity to like I said, go back, reflect, you know, ruminate a little bit on what life is trying to teach you. Because when you get to that level in life, as a man, just speaking for men specifically, when you get to that place in life where you're like, yo, I'm not who I am, I'm not who I thought I'd be, that is a perfect place to start to redesign yourself and redesign your identity and your belief system and question these things. Like, it's okay to question these things. It's okay to sit by yourself and just be like, all right, like, let me just take faculty here of everything that's happening around me. Let me just take like a huge step back and really look at my life and where I am from a distance and be like, all right, so this is where I am. It's not really where I want to be. What is life trying to teach me?
Yeah.
And when you start to you have to really want to know these things, and you're going to come up with some really fucked up answers, because you're going to find out shit about yourself that you're like, fuck, damn. No shit.
Yeah, that's not me. No,
that's not me. No, yeah, you have that. You have that. Like, you have that. That character breaking episode. Like, no. But once you're there and you're able to build from there, then the man you become is who you want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a very scary place to be, especially the times that we're in. You know, a lot of people have the, not only their in their world around them, but also the world itself, and they're looking at them. I don't personally, and a lot of people are not going to be happy with this, but like I don't watch the news, or I'm not too in tune with what's happening around the world, because I'm in control of my world, my mini universe that I've created, my mini universe that I have hands on, that I can control, and then I can change, and I can like move this over here, I can move this over here, I can move this down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That everything else feels like it's a distraction, and it's gonna pull my energy away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to be very aware of your energy lies, and walk with God. Like everyone kind of has a different walk with God, and when you get to a place where you're no longer know where to go, you go to Him, and you reflect, and that whole conversation, a whole different conversation on its own, but it's where you will experience the most utter humility, and to remember that like somebody, like you were placed here in this situation, in this time, during this, and there'll never be another you. There'll never be another like version of you right now. And so you got to be able to pull parts of life and understand what life is trying to tell you and where it's trying to direct you, because that's what it's trying to do. And the more you push forward and push and keep going, like you're just adding resistance to resistance when really you should be flowing. So all in all, to say, like, the more you get to know yourself, for thyself, through thyself, you're able to then look around you and be like, okay, like this is where I go from here. And it's funny because we've been talking, like, as much as we talk about boxing, like we talk about life. Like we talk about real things. We talk about real situations, like real growth, like real inner things that people struggle with every single day, because that is, when you have that shit figured out, figuring out how to land a jab for 12 rounds ain't that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that crazy. So yeah, man, like I always try to, I always reflect. I'm a ruminator. I'm a loner. People don't even know I'm a loner. Like, I can be by myself. Like, I can legit be. There's sometimes TJ's off the radar. Nobody knows. I'm off the radar. I'm not answering the phone. I ain't picking up to nobody. And I could just be sitting somewhere at a random bar somewhere, just enjoying a drink by myself, reflecting. And a man should be able to do that. You should be able to be okay with pressing pause in your life for an hour, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, to reignite yourself. You know what I mean? Now you're able to go back out in the world and you regenerate. What's the first thing you do when you get home? You charge your phone, no?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta charge yourself, fam. Right. Like, we are energetic creatures. Like, you gotta be able to charge yourself. You know what I mean?
And I feel like you can only truly recharge by yourself.
You could only do it by yourself. Like, if you can't spend time by yourself, like truly, like sit and just like in a room by yourself and just be okay with yourself.
Something going on.
Because it's an old African proverb I heard. If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. And it's like, it's the realest shit. Like, when you're so solid in yourself that you can just, that's one thing how I know myself so well with where I am right now, because I could be anywhere in the world and I'm comfortable. Like, I'm just, my nervous system's going off because like I'm somewhere new.
Exactly. That's normal.
That's normal. But I am like, Brent is comfortable within Brent. And like, when I could stand like that, I'm like, yo, my life is good. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? So I know we're going like way off the topic of boxing, but this is legit like what we talk about aside from the sport of boxing, because it intertwines. You know what I mean? Because in there it's the fighter versus the fighter. It's him versus him. Like, people always say like it's you versus you, and it's the truest thing. So the more you get to know you, the more you get to adapt to you, the more you get to understand yourself, then who's the person across the ring? Who's the person across the ring? They better know themselves as well as I know myself. Because I know, like, my fighters know what they're willing to give up in there. They know what they're willing to do in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, this is what the journey's taught me, man, and I can only be authentic as I am now, as by myself, as I am with being in front of the camera. Like,
Yeah.
can't be nothing else. You know what I mean?
When we were talking about people who could be alone and stuff, I remember there's this one like Instagram live where
Yeah.
Drewski calls Drake and and he's like, "Yo, Drake, where you at?" And he's like, "Yo, by myself, drinking by myself."
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw that one. I think I saw that one. I think I saw that one.
Drewski's just like, "What the fuck? What?"
It's like, yo, I'm just by myself. Like, yo, those guys need that too on that level. It's like, again, it goes back to like being a leader and being somebody of such high stature in any space. It doesn't matter whether you're doing music or you doing sneakers or you just that person that knits online. Like, when you're doing it at the highest level, the only reason why they can do it at the highest level in front of everybody is because they can do it at the highest level by themselves. And like, it's no surprise that a lot of artists can just be alone and sit with themselves in a room, because truthfully, when they're behind the mic, that's it's only them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I shout out to my boy Tona. I always say like, yo, Tona, like, I've been listening to this guy for like years, and every year I always hear him push the bar for with his music and his sound, and always come with something new and fresh. And earlier this year, he told me, he's like, yo, I'm dropping a new record every month,
Jeez.
brand new. And I was like for him, like, he still got that fire, you know what I'm saying? And he puts out music a lot, fam. And not just like the music, but like the way he curates his stuff, like the way he puts everything together. Like, you could tell the man thinks of every detail. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you got to be able to be cool with yourself in order to put yourself out there like that. And again, in anything you do in life, you want to be a master chef, you better be able to be a master chef by yourself. You know what I mean? You want to be a master DJ, you better be a master DJ by yourself. You want to be the greatest at whatever, you better be the greatest at it by yourself. Because if you don't believe in it by yourself, you're not going to be able to trick the entire world. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to fool everybody. You know what I mean? You could fool 100 people, but try to fool 1,000. Can't do it. Can't do it. And so, like, going back to what your statement about, being the ring brings out all the truths. 100% facts.
Yeah.
100% facts.
Like, the ring is life.
The ring is legit life, man. And so you got to be able to be by yourself, and enjoy your space. You know what I mean? In terms of music now, man, like Spotify has been putting me on some crazy artists lately, man.
Yeah, you just got on Spotify recently.
Just got on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. I used to download my music
YouTube to
through
MP3.
I used to YouTube to MP3. My boy Boris always gets him. He's like, yo, fam, you've had the same playlist since high school. And I was like, all right, something's got to change. I've been jumping on Spotify. So I found a few new artists on there that I've been bumping to. And that's always nice too, because I like, you don't, like, a lot of people know this about me, but like, Brent has like a soundtrack to his life. Like, everywhere I go, there's music playing. Like, I can be in the shower, there's music playing. I could be cooking, there's music playing. Like, music is very much entwined to who I am and what I do, and the level of energy that I carry myself with. Like, music is very much important for me. And so, like, yeah, man, I just feel like I'm in a space where I'm very much loving what I do, who I do it with, who's around me. I'm enjoying the challenges every day, because if you don't enjoy the challenges, you're not going to be able to really like soak in the success. You don't get too high on your highs, you don't get too low on your lows. You got to be able to like regulate in this middle space. And so every day, every night before I go to bed, I thank God for life. I thank God for giving me another opportunity to do what I do with who I do it with. And I also thank Him for the challenges that are molding me to be the best version of myself, because that's where the lesson is. That's where the gift is. That's where the success is. Like, thank you for the challenges. Thank you for that shit today. Because that I had to practice discernment. I had to go into myself and be like, okay, so what am I gonna do with this now? You know what I mean? The success, that's like, I am success. Like, I already carry myself like that. The challenges, that's where that's where your character is built for real, in the fire. You know what I mean? So that's just where we are now, JP. You know, that's where we are. That's where the team is, and I can't be any more happier. Like I said, just to get here,
Yeah, with the
the
challenge in
devil, the
itself.
devil, the devil tried to stop me from
Yeah.
just getting here today, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, listen, my car is getting to the shop. My daughter is going to school. They not like I'm going. I'm
Yeah.
going, and then I'm gonna go train my pros after
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean? Like bro, like life is good. Like I want people to be able to be like, yo, I knew Brent, and every time I was around this guy, it's like it was his first time doing everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I need that excitement every time.
Yeah, like every single time. You know what I mean? Like frick, bro. Like I saw this guy train like for like the 100th time, but I swear it was his first time
First.
talking about
Yeah.
like that's the energy I want to give.
I think that is really the key to like a lot of things. Like with that way, the passion will never die.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. And the passion only dies when you stop to strive for more than what you are. You know, once you hit your own ceiling, that's when it starts to die off. And I've been in those moments. That's how I know about them.
Mm.
I've been in those moments where it's like, okay, everything is going good, but also everything's been the same for like the past 5 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going through the same routine, this and that, blah blah, and then boom, like I'll get an opportunity that's completely brand new, completely outside of like it's still what I do, but it's different. It's gonna be challenging,
Yeah.
but it's like yes, that's what I needed.
Mm.
I need to be sharpened. Like you know what I mean?
I think always being a student of the game.
yeah, always
You gotta
being-
always stay learning. Like
gotta always stay learning.
That's
Gotta always stay
something-
learning. Gotta always stay learning.
sometimes you think you know everything, and then life will punch you in the face.
Punch
Say
you
like,
right
no,
in
you
the
don't.
face, punch you right in the face. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I always there was this video of Rick Ross, and he was talking. You know Rick Ross. So he talk,
Oh.
every day you gotta go get it. You don't know something, you gotta go get it. He's like, what do you say? He's like, if you don't got something to do, make up something. Yeah. I'm like, man, like, all right, cool. I'll
Yeah.
just make something up because that keeps whatever you're doing exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that all in all the same, man. So
Yeah.
that's where we are now, baby.
Ross. He's another like even DJ Khaled. The way he talks always kills me, bro.
DJ Khaled could sell me anything.
Right.
Because DJ Khaled would be like, what do you mean you don't want this? God created it.
Yeah.
God did.
God did.
God did. I'm like, okay, well, if he did it, like, I'll just take it, like,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, that's what I mean. Like, when you speak on things at a certain level, it's like people have no choice but to listen. Whether they love you, hate you, a little bit of both, whatever the case may be. But when you speak about it, they know you're real about it because they can feel you about it. And like that, you can't deny.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny. Like I can speak on this all day, like, but you can't deny it. You know what I mean? Like you can't deny when you see me out there or when you see me traveling or this and that. And like and that's why like I was telling you the other day, like my clients, I look at some of my clients because sometimes they don't realize like they got me out of a bad situation. They got me out of bed. Like they got me like sometimes I'm going through some shit, but I'm like, yo, I gotta get to the gym. Like they like this person needs me. Like that, like you know what I'm saying? Like always being able to like show up, you know what I mean, for those who need you to show up, even when you're not 100%, show up. Even when the bank account says you're not gonna make it, show up. Even when your whip doesn't want to get you there, show up. Even when you lose your job, you gotta show up. You get an argument with your spouse or your girl or whoever, you gotta show up. You something didn't work out in this case, you gotta show up. Because at the end of the day, when you show up, you never know what kind of impact you're going to make in somebody's life. You never know what kind of impact you're going to make in that moment. You never know what opportunities are going to come to you. I've been in situations where shit is going down, but I still pulled up and I still showed up and an opportunity came knocking on the door. I'm like, damn, right now you couldn't come a bit later. Like I'm going to do some shit, but opportunity don't come when you want it to.
Yeah.
Opportunity comes when you need it.
Whoa.
You know, and it's like you gotta be open to it in that moment. You gotta be okay with being in that pocket of uncertainty and success and delusion and for surety, and you're not sure but you are sure, and like, is it gonna work? I don't know if it's gonna work. No, it's definitely gonna work. Like you gotta be okay in that pocket. You know, and when you're okay in that pocket, you're able to like stay warm a little. You know what I mean? Like it sounds crazy, but it's like that's where you find out what life is. That's where you find out like we're definitely put here for a much bigger reason, much bigger purpose. We are energetic creatures. We are made for the most hardest, challenging, uncomfortable, uncertain situation. We're made for those.
Yeah, you can handle a lot more than you think.
You can handle all. Well said. You just took everything I said and just summed it up into like a line. You can handle so much more than you think if you just don't react emotionally in the moment.
Yeah.
You just gotta be able to just sit back for a second and just be like,
take a deep breath.
Just take a deep breath. Just be like, all right, cool.
And you go
Sit with it. And then you show up anyways.
Yeah.
And then boom, opportunity comes. Like some of my favorite stories on Instagram, some of my favorite videos to watch are people's like breakthrough stories.
Yeah.
Are people's like, man, you guys don't understand. Like I was on my last dollar. Like I couldn't even make it to the studio. Or like, yo, I was gonna go on my shoe. I was gonna go and play for the NBA, and then I twisted my ankle, and then I had to go back in 6 months of surgery, and I came back and I still made it. Or like, yo, man, I didn't even know if they're gonna hear my track, or I didn't even know if they were gonna blah blah blah. And then I love those stories because those are the real stories. Yeah. Those are the real ones. Actually, I saw one just coming here. You know that beat maker, what do they call him, Zaytoven or Zaytone?
I think so, yeah.
Zaytone.
Yeah.
And he made a bunch of Migos beats. And you know that beat, Versace? Yeah. He was a barber before. He was a barber. He was cutting hair. He was a barber. And he was talking about it. He's like, yo, I made that beat for the Migos. And there was some Versace. He made that beat. And then Drake jumped on the beat. He was talking about, and people started messaging him. He's like, yo, Drake jumped on the beat. And he's like, no way, send me that. And he said, that was the moment I quit barbering.
Oh, wow.
He's like, it's done.
Yeah.
He's like, everything. And you got to be ready for those moments, eh?
You never know when it's coming.
You got to be ready for those moments. And not even just musically, just like the moments of like, and that's why I always tell you, I'm like, yo, JP, one day I'm going to call you. And I'm going to be like, yo, JP, we're flying out in like a month. Like, you need to be ready. Because it's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen this year. And I said it on the podcast, so it's going to happen for sure. And it's like, you got to be ready for the moments that you've been asking for. Yeah. Moments that change your life. Moments that give you that, like, okay, everything is different right after this moment. You got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for that, and you got to be cool with it. You got to be able to sit in that pocket. You know what I mean? You got to be able to sit in that pocket and be like, okay, like, it came. Like, what you've been asking for the past 10 years, it's here now. It's here now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready for it? And guess what? If you're not ready for it, show up.
Yeah. You'll be ready.
You'll be ready. Like you're as ready as you will be, ever be. Like you are ready. Yeah. Period. You gotta show up. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, man.
Any final words you want to say before we wrap up, Coach?
For everybody in Toronto, we got Austin Joel, we got my guy Kyle, both on the United card, April 25th. It's gonna be a banger of a fight. You guys can either DM me or DM them directly for tickets. We're definitely looking forward to those fights. Everything else moving forward, guys, just stay tapped in at Technician Boxing on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Join the tech team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you want to join me on my personal page, it's at CJ Tech. I am CJ Tech. I believe it's one of the two. Anyways, I just made the Instagram account. Don't let me.
I'll put it down somewhere.
Yeah, I'll put it down there. Somewhere. Other than that, continue to pursue what you're pursuing because nobody else can pursue it the way you do.
Amen.
You are authentic. You are alive. You are real. You are someone that is never going to be on the face of the earth again. You are the only one of you. You are a one-on-one already.
Yes, sir.
So you need to continue to walk in that motion, walk in that energy, walk in that ability. And I promise you, everything going to work out because it always does.
Always does. Always does. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thanch you. Much love. Right. Much love. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Everyone show love to Coach CJ. Give him a follow. And, yeah, till next time, guys.
Till next time, baby. We're going to be back.
Yes, sir.